Hey, what's up, guys? We're in week 1 of our series, You Matter. And we're going to be talking about how we matter to God, how we actually really do matter to God. Before we dive into that, I want to start off with a quick story. A few years ago, I remember being really excited to go out with my friends to this restaurant in Pasadena. I just really enjoyed hanging out with them. They're big foodies, and they know all the good spots out there. I just remember we go into the space. This restaurant's amazing. The aesthetic is great. It just feels like a place that you want to hang out, have conversations, that they're going to have good food. As soon as I walked in, I could smell the food. I could smell the aroma of just really, really delicious food. And I'd seen the pictures online and just remember thinking, man, I can't wait to take a bite of any of this food. So I sit down, start to kind of figure out, man, what do I want to eat? And I love chicken wings. I also love burgers. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna start with the wings and I'm gonna get burgers. So they brought out the chicken wings and man, I'm so excited because it smells so good. And I go to take a bite and it doesn't taste very good. It doesn't taste like the idea that I have of wings. What I was looking forward to wasn't there. So then they bring the burger out. So I was like, okay, maybe the wings aren't good. Maybe this just isn't a wing spot. So they bring the burger out. I'm excited because it smells good, and I'm gonna take a giant bite of a burger, and man, it just doesn't taste good either. It doesn't taste like what I am used to a burger tasting like. So I'm so confused, and I'm just like, man, like guys, like you said this place was good, and it's really not. Like it doesn't taste good at all. And so then my friend tells me like, man, like you've never had an Impossible Burger? Like you've never had like, these aren't real chicken wings. I'm like, dude, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't anyone tell me that we're coming to a vegan spot? And nowhere on the menu does it say like, hey, every item in this menu is vegan. And I mean, if you know me, like I love wings and I love burgers and I love trying new food, but it would have been helpful to know that it is a vegan spot just to prepare my mind, because I was looking at the pictures and looking at the space and just the way everything looked and the food coming out, and just my anticipation of what it was gonna taste like didn't match what was in my mind. It was just disgusting. It was gross. And I know that like you've probably had an experience like that, because man, from the outside, sometimes things may look great, but internally they're not what they seem, and they don't match what they look like. And I know that we're all really familiar with this because we all live on social media. We all live in a space where filters are great, where we Photoshop stuff and we make things look a lot better than they are. It's because we want people to think that everything that we do is great, that everything that we're putting out is good. We want them to know that, man, I'm okay. Things with me are good and I have it all together. I know I'm not alone in that stuff. And we do this because, man, we want to show that nothing's wrong. And I know that for me this is hard, and this is something that I really struggle with because of the nature of what my role is, the nature of my job. I mean, I'm a pastor at a church. So I feel like I have to have it all together, that I have to portray this image of like, man, I trust God. I fully think that I matter to Him. I fully believe that everything's okay if I put my full trust in Him. So for me, it's tough to say when those things aren't true. It's tough to say, man, I'm kind of struggling and trusting Him. I want people to know that I have it all together. And that sometimes I'm scared to trust in God, and I'm afraid in the ways that He's taken me, and I don't believe sometimes that He's gonna meet me in those spaces. And sometimes I'm like, man, does any of this even matter? So I walk around with this false exterior that makes me feel like, man, if I could just project this, then nobody will know that I'm struggling with this stuff. And then I feel like, man, does any of this even matter? Do I matter? Do I matter to God? And I'm not alone, because if you look at Psalm 13, David is talking to God. And here's what he says to him. He says, "Oh Lord, how long will you forget me? Forever? How long will you look the other way? How long must I struggle with my anguish in my soul, with my sorrow in my heart every day? How long will my enemy have the upper hand? Turn and answer me. Oh Lord, my God, restore the sparkle in my eyes, or I will die. Don't let my enemies gloat, saying, we have defeated him. Don't let them rejoice at my downfall. But I trust in your unfailing love. I will rejoice because you have rescued me. I will sing to the Lord because he is good to me. You see, David here, he's coming to God with a sad posture. And he's complaining to him and feels like God has withdrawn from everything that's going on in his life. And he feels like, man, God, can you bring me any sort of relief? Are you gonna do that? And he's praying to him, and he's like, man, consider my situation and bring me some comfort. And then he ends the prayer with joy, because David believes that restoration is going to happen, that it's almost as good as done, like it's already happened. And I know that we all have those moments. We all have these David moments where we come to God and we ask him, man, God, I need your help. God, I'm struggling. God, are you even there? I want you to fill the gap. Do I matter? Does any of this even matter? And then we see in Ephesians 3:12, because of Christ and our faith in him, we can come boldly and confidently into God's presence. See, we can come to God. We can come to God and show him our struggles and our anguish and our sorrow and anything that we're feeling. Because we matter to God. Our hurt matters, our pain matters, our insecurities matter, our brokenness matters to God. We matter to God. He's the one space, the one person that we can bring our real, authentic, unfiltered selves and just say, God, here's me, help me. And we could do that because we matter to God. And I pray that you're able to just sit in groups and authentically talk about the things that are bothering you, that you're struggling with, and know that like you matter to him and this space matters. He's put people in your life because you matter. Hope you guys have a good group.